Let's start our meeting.
Hi, it's me, Ainina.
Hi, it's me, Afiza.
Hi, it's me, Nurul Shahira.
Hi, my name is Nur Anisa. So today we are going to present about activity-based management.
What is activity-based management? Activity-based management, or ABM, is the process of using the information from activity-based costing to analyze activities, cost driver, and performance so that the customer value and profitability are improved. ABM focus on how to redirect and improve the use of resources to increase the value created for customers and also stakeholders. In a simple word, ABM is basically an internal analysis tool that accesses the business activities to reduce the unnecessary costs and to maintain a value-added activities. Next, we are going on the impact of activity-based management. There are two impacts on activity cost management. The first one is managing spare capacity to achieve cost reduction. Every organization must have an activity and the root cause of the activity. So, by eliminating the root cause, it can actually reduce the cost and increase the profitability. The second impact on activity-based management is using the costing dimension of ABC to help manage costs. Since most of the information for managing costs was obtained from ABC, some organizations may use that chance to obtain a knowledge about customer and supply costs. There are two area types of activity-based management. The first one is operational activity-based management and the second one is strategic activity-based management. Operational activity-based management work to enhance the efficiency, lower costs, and asset utilization. It also involves activity management, business process reengineering, total quality, and performance management to perform activities more efficiently. Activities that have a value added to the product must be identified by an organization, while a non-value added activities must be eliminated or reduced to cut costs without reducing the product value. In a simple word, it is about doing things right. The second type of activity-based management is a strategic activity-based management. Strategic activity-based management involves product design, product line and customer mix, supplier relationship, market segmentation, and distribution channel. It's basically about how the organization try a different way to build and sustain a competitive advantages in a marketplace. In a simple word, we can say that strategic activity-based management is focusing on doing the right things.
I'm going to pass to the next presenter, Nur Afiza.
Thank you, Anissa.
Hi, I'm going to explain to you guys about the relationship between activity-based costing and activity-based management. But before I start, I'm going to explain to you guys about what is activity-based costing. So, activity-based costing is a methodology to measure a cost performance of activities, resources, and cost objects. Meanwhile, the ABM principle is to focus on management of activities that improve value received by the customers and profit achieved by providing value. In simple terms, ABC is used to answer what the things cost and ABM concerned about what factors causes the cost to occur. Basically, by using the ABC data, it helps the ABM to focus on how to redirect and improve the use of resources to increase value created to other stakeholders. In order for you guys to understand more about the relationship between ABC and ABM, I will explain to you guys about the ABM model. So in this diagram, the ABM model, the vertical part is called as cost assignment view, which came from cost resources, activities, and cost objects. This is to make decisions including pricing, product design, and priorities improvement efforts. The horizontal part is called as process view, which it starts with cost drivers, activities, and performance measures, where it needs new category of information about how activity performs, and it will also identify the opportunity and ways to improve customer value. Therefore, All the information obtained from ABC will then guide the ABM in its continuous improvement process to analyze the activity, cost drivers, and performance. So, in its continuous improvement process, activity analysis is all about the finding out the activities of the organization and its centers that are ought to be utilized in the activity-based costing. Further, it ascertains the value-added or non-value-added activities. Or in other words, activity analysis is to identifying, describing, and evaluating the organization's activities. What is value-added activities and non-value-added activities? Value-added activities are very essential for the completion of the process, and it can be defined as adding value to the product and services from customer point of view. Meanwhile, non-value-added activities are the activities which are not having any worth for both internal or external customers, or in other words, we can say does not added value to product or services. Next is cost driver. Cost driver is a factor that creates or drives the cost of the activity, and it is the root cause why a particular cost occurred. Last is performance analysis, where it involves discovering a proper measurements to analyze the performance of the activities centers. And there are 3 dimensions of performance analysis, which are efficiency, quality, and time. Next, I'm going to explain the differences between ABC and ABM. So as we know that ABC and ABM helps in improving the performance of business in an organization. However, ABC and ABM have differ in their functions. Can be called as a subset of ABM, where it helps in improving the costing by outlining the various expenses like supplies, salaries, and rent activities, and outlining these activities to service, products, customers, and distribution. It also relates to the measurement of the cost of performance of the various activities, cost object, and resources. While activity-based management employs efficient and effective distribution and services processes to target market and customer segments, and management gain an understanding of its business process and cost behavior during the ABC analysis process. Thank you.
Now I'm going to pass to Shahira.
Thank you, Afiza.
Okay, now let us continue with the stages in activity-based management. Basically, there are 3 stages in activity-based management. First is to identify the activity that is going to be performed by the organization. Secondly is to calculate the cost of each activity. And lastly is to identify the activity cost driver for each activity. So now, I'm going to explain more about this subtopic. For the first stage, where you need to identify the activities that are going to be performed, the management must use value analysis, where value-added and non-value-added activities were classified. Activities can be identified based on the amount of time spent to perform them, or based on the expected loss from those activities. The non-value-added activities will be eliminated, and usually it does not cause any harm to the business. As for the second stage, the managers need to calculate the cost of each activity by appropriating all the direct and indirect costs related to the activities. This is where the activity-based costing is used as a method to calculate the cost. Activity-based costing assigns costs according to the actual consumption based on overhead expenses incurred during the activity. The last stage in activity-based management is to identify the activity cost driver for each activity. A cost driver is any factor that causes a change in the cost of an activity. The more accurately a company can determine the cost drivers for its product, the more accurate the costing information will be, which in turn will allow the management to make better use of the cost data in making decisions.
Next, I'm going to pass to Salwa.
Thank you, Nurul Shahira. Hi everyone, I'm going to talk about the application of activity-based management. The first one is cost reduction. As my friend explained earlier in the video, we knew that activity-based management focuses is on to improve profit by providing value. Therefore, activity-based management helps the organization to identify the cost of the activity as to determine the ways to reduce costs and eliminate the entire activity if it does not add value to the products or services. The next application is activity-based budgeting, where it focuses on forecasting the cost needed for every level of activities. Then, comparison can be made between the actual cost and the budgeted cost to figure which activities with the high level of variances from the budget for reduction on their costs. We move on to the business process re-engineering. Re-engineering explains that analyzing and redesigning the workflows and the process of the organization, thus improve the performance of the organization and increase the excellence in business operation. Next application of activity-based management is benchmarking. We already learned this in class the other day. We knew that the purposes of benchmarking is to identify ways to improve the organization product or services by making comparison products or services offered by the organization and other organization. Last but not least, we have performance measurement. Activity-based management is not just a process, but a management philosophy towards a performance of the organization. Next, we move on to the benefits on implementing activity-based management. The first benefit of activity-based management is regarding the pricing decision. Many business projects may require considerable pricing on their expenditure, where the organization will do cost analysis to see if it is worth to proceed. Hence, activity-based management will provide more accurate information about the potential saving, thus lead the organization to the more accurate pricing decision. Next, activity-based management helps the managers to identify which activities they spend most on and acknowledge their biggest financial savings which they can make. This relate to product mix decision. In other words, the management will identify the activities that will bring significant impact, which offer higher profitability and eliminate the unnecessary. Thus, big improvements can be made. Not only that, activity-based management can help the organization assisting in planning and control. The organization will use the cost of activities to create budget and compare it to the actual result to foresee if the objectives of the organization are achieved. This is crucial for the organization to identify and forecast their financial information for future years, thus enable the organization to plan more accurate budget for the upcoming years. That's all from me. Thank you. Next, I'm going to pass the presentation to Nur Ainina.
Thank you, Salwa.
ABM can also have variety of limitations. One of the limitations will be the lack of support of higher level management. During the planning phase, several problems can affect the implementation effort, including lack of senior management buy-in and commitment. Loss of support can occur if the implementation takes too long or the expected results do not become reality. Furthermore, resistance to change should also be expected since it is not unusual for managers to receive new cost information with skepticism. An ABM implementation faces many of the same challenges and problems as failure to communicate to employees the purpose behind the project, and its questions leads to the potential for negative feelings and defensive behaviors. Another reason would be the failure to integrate the new system. The probability of success is increased if ABM system is not in competition with other improvement programs. It is probable to find competitors who are using or experimenting with the approach and train employees on how ABM will be used.
Next will be a video on a company who implementing activity-based management.
The implementation of ABM in Mason and Cox production process. From the diagram, ABC provides info about activity, cost drivers, performance and cost object of the product, while ABM focused on analyzing those information in order to improve profitability and customer value. From this, Mason and Cox comes up with 4 steps to reduce costs. The first step is identify the major opportunities for cost reduction. This is where Mason and Cox perform value analysis to classify value-added or non-value-added activity. In Mason and Cox activity, the activities that are considered as non-value-added are grind casting, move material, and weld defects where it contributes to only 19% of total activity cost. The second step is determine the real causes of non-value-added costs. This is where the process of elimination of non-value-added activity took place so that only value-added activities are included in the process of achieving specific objectives. This step also includes cost driver analysis that is used to identify the root cause cost drivers of non-value-added activities. The third step is develop a program for reducing costs. This is where complex tasks and managers across the organization are involved to improve the quality of metal used in casting and by identifying the primary cause of the non-value-added. The fourth step is where measurement performance, where Mason and Cox management identified 3 critical success factors which are quality, delivery time, and cost. By doing the performance measurement, manager could obtain feedback on their performance.
Okay, that's all. Thank you for watching.
Bye!